Hello, my name is Aleah, and this is your first time to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. I am going to be reading this book, and I had originally wanted to do this more towards December, January, but things have happened, and so I'm only getting to it now. But this is more of a winter book than it is Christmas or anything else, so it does still work for February. This is a book that I read a lot when I was a child and that I really like. And I also really like the author, who is also the artist. She does a lot of really great children's books that have very interesting illustrations that are, there's a lot happening within the illustrations on the sides, and you can talk with the children that you're reading with about, oh, can you predict what's coming next, and oh, what's this happening over here, and things like that. And this particular story, it is called The Mitten, and adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. And since it is from my childhood, I'm pretty sure this was written in the 80s or 90s. It says the copyright is from 89. So this is based on a Ukrainian folktale, and Jan Brett adapted it from that, it says. So this is just the dedications, and you can tell already the intricate art style. So I'm going to read it and then show you the pages. I think that's the best way I can do it, and I'll show the side panels too, because there's a lot happening on the sides of the pages as well. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. So here we can see Nicky, and then this is grandmother over here. At first, his grandmother, Baba, did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. And then you can see a preview of what might be happening next. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. And then we have our next friend joining us. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, But when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered in prickles, they made room. My battery ran out, so it's a few hours later, and I'm coming back to record the rest. You might hear some noise in the background because it's around dinner time now, so there is some stuff going on in the kitchen, but hopefully my microphone focuses on my voice only enough. So back to the book. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shining teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged too many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Ah-ah-achoo! The force of this sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost Mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. As he ran to catch his snow-white Mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he had his new mittens. Okay. And that is the end of the book. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, then please like the video and possibly subscribe to my channel and look at some of the other videos I have on this channel. I'm planning on putting out a video on my favorite 2023 books. I've just been taking a while to put it together because I normally don't script anything when I'm talking about books, but I am for this video. I'm putting together a script, so it's taking longer. But thank you for watching, then bye.